But we don't want nobody bunking school. You're not gonna bunk school under our watch. No ways.
Yes, you mean skip.
Yeah. Only 325. But
That's still a lot.
I know. I had to include this one.
Yes.
This is like a very big difference.
Big difference.
Which other
No,
side?
we drop on the right side.
No, you drop on the left
We
side.
drop on the left side, but it's the correct way.
You're confusing yourself, Dave.
We are unique. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplains. I'm LJ with my lovely wife, Lady Caesar. Yes, we are happy to be with you today with Sunday Funday. Yes, is where we have a little fun with giving you a little information about the two countries of America and
South Africa.
South Africa, yes. And so we're going to go with the first one and get started. Let's get this started.
But then what are we doing today, baby? We are giving the differences between the two countries. So what's the major differences in the two countries? All right. Let's go.
Get this party started right quickly.
He thinks he can sing.
No, I'm not a singer.
All right. So for us, it's January.
Yes, January.
School's going to be opening soon.
Mm-hmm.
Our schools open on January 12th.
Okay.
And this is just schools and big corporates. Because remember, there's a shutdown in December. Now they're opening January 12th.
January 12th.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is schools, and then schools. I'm sorry, open January 12th. Corporates reopen around January 5.
January 5.
Okay. Colleges reopen in February.
What?
Yep, later. In fact, not even early February, towards the mid or end February.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then so that's schools for us.
Yes.
What about you?
Well, schools and corporate work open back up January 3rd, right after New Year's Day. So we open up.
How boring.
So January 3rd, corporate and schools open back up, but your university and colleges open up January 15th.
That's better.
Yeah.
At least it gives them time to go back and everything.
Go back, yeah.
But January 3rd, like, come on. That's like
I know.
the next day,
they only like schools, like elementary and high schools only get a week off.
Wow.
That's it. They only get a week off.
Yeah.
And corporate work only get maybe a day.
Wow.
Right. They only get one day. That's New Year's days, and they back to work the next day. That's it.
That's crazy. I mean, I think because with us we don't have the huge summer holidays. You know, the summer.
Yes.
What do you call it? Vacation holidays.
Yeah. Sunday. It's
Summer.
just out for the summer. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have that.
Okay.
So for us, the big time off is in December. That's why people are getting 3 weeks off, even a month off because of that. With schools, I mean, our summer is also in December, by the way. So yes, that's why we need time off, like everybody, like you guys.
Yes.
And you take time off in September. In June, because that's when your summer is.
Yeah.
How long is that?
3 months, 2 months and a half.
What?
Yeah, 2 months and a half.
That's a lot.
From June to September.
Wow.
No, July. Basically, the end of June to September.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
So
awesome.
you don't deserve time off in December then. So I don't feel sorry for you guys anymore.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cold. I mean, doesn't it make sense you want to be at home when it's colder rather than be...
That's true, but it's like with y'all. Y'all in school when it's cold.
We got time off. We have school holidays in April for it's like a week for the Passover, Easter time.
Yes.
And then we have holidays in June. That's like another week or two, about 2 weeks, I think. And in December, don't quote me, I get these things a bit wrong, it's been a while. And then in December, then it's more time. It's like a month, 3 weeks to a month off. So it's actually awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So it actually adds up, I think, with you guys because we have it in periods instead of.
Because we do get spring break as well, though.
But spring break is a week.
Yeah, it's only a week. Yeah, it's only a week.
Anyways, let's go on. So while we're speaking about schools, for us, our schools are all gated.
All gated.
All fenced up till like the top. Some schools even have like electric fencing wire at the top because we don't want nobody bunking school.
Are they in prison?
No, but we don't want nobody bunking school. You're not gonna bunk school under our watch. No ways. So they all gated and they all fenced.
Well, in the U.S., most schools are not gated and fenced up.
Why is that? Do you know?
I don't know, but
because kids don't bunk school, or they lock them in. Because what I've seen is the gates are locked inside. The buildings are tightly locked. You don't, even when you go outside to the playground, is it part of the building? It's locked as well. How does it go? Do you guys play even?
Yes, they play. But when it's time to go outside, the door's open. You can open it from the... See, here's the thing. You can open it from the inside. You just can't open it from the outside because there's no handles on a lot of the doors. So a lot of the doors, there's no handle, so you can't open the door from the outside.
So they're allowed to go out and play?
You can go out and play. You just can't go back in. The only way you can go back in and see, this what happen when they're going out and play. When they open up the door, they leave the door open.
Oh.
Like one of the doors open.
But so they can bunk because there's no fence. They can bunk school literally if they want to because there's no fence around.
Who can bunk school?
The kids. They can bunk school like.
Yes, you mean skip.
Yeah.
I'll see. I'm like, what is this? Skip.
Yeah.
Yes, they can skip school. Yes, they can skip school.
And kids do skip school.
Yes, kids do skip school.
We call it bunking.
Yeah, bunking, we call it skip. Yes. Right. See, and that's another difference as well. So I'm like, I was confused for a minute, like, what is this?
Right.
Yeah, skip.
The schools, for us, we wear uniforms strictly. If you're in school, from primary to high school, you have to wear a uniform. And there's different types of uniform for different types of schools. And that's how you classify it according to your school uniform and a different tie. So every school has a different tie that associated with the school, and the tie would have like a school badge with that. And usually even your side pockets will have your school badge to show that, okay, you're from that school, but everybody's in uniform. Mandatory.
You gotta say that.
Yeah.
You have to say mandatory because in the U.S., and they changed it recently, like probably within the last 15 years, where everyone do wear uniform. Public school, Catholic school, private school, everyone wear uniforms. And each school has have colors. They do it.
I see mostly brown trousers and white tops.
Brown trousers. It could be blue top, red top, different tops, gray top. So some schools have Pacific colors. But majority of the schools, it's like mostly the same colors, where it's brown trousers and maybe burgundy or blue top, or burgundy top.
But it's not mandatory. If you don't want to,
it's not mandatory. Yes,
without a uniform, you don't have to.
It's not mandatory. You can wear your casual clothes, but majority of the students do wear their uniforms.
For us, casual clothes is only on a casual day, and in my time, we used to pay $5.
Yeah,
$5 is equivalent to I don't even know how many dollars. But let's just say $5. Let's just say, for the sake of to wear your civics clothes.
Yeah, see, only Catholic schools is like that in the U.S. Where they have days where you can wear your casual, a physics day, whatever you call it. I don't know what they call it. I never been to Catholic school, but I do know they can wear casual clothes on Pacific days. Right. But yeah.
Well, for us, it's like Valentine's Day or last day of school, things like that. Yeah. But I know with you guys. You don't even have like school shoes. You can come in your sneakers, you can come in your whatever color backpack. For us, like the school shoes, everybody has to wear the same.
Yeah. Only at Catholic schools is
so we more Catholic school.
Yeah, with the yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Our kids are gonna go to Catholic schools because I want my children in school uniform. Thank you very much.
You want your children in uniform?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I think I want my cousin.
I think like it creates that it just makes it look neater.
Okay.
Anyways, country size. Our country is actually the 25th biggest country in the world.
25th?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, 25th. And the U.S., I know it's quite a big country.
Yeah, it's the third biggest country in the world.
And when you found that out, you were like, what? You didn't, U.S. is mega.
I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah, America is really, really
I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, but think of the states. How many states do you have?
50 states.
We have 50 states, and
50
we have
states.
9 provinces. So we don't call them states. We call them provinces. Yeah, like Canada. Canada says province as well.
Yeah.
We only have 9. Now compare the 9 to 50. And before, you guys used to have 52.
Yeah, we used to have 52 states. And so we probably, one of probably the reasons why it's be the third biggest, because Alaska is part of our states, our country, Alaska and Hawaii. So you know Hawaii.
And also Alaska has a large
mass. Yeah.
Although there's no people living there, but it's still
mass. The land size is big. It's bigger than the U.S.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the U.S.
Capital cities. How many capital cities do
we
you
only
have?
have one capital city, and it's in Washington D.C.
So that's where your parliament is. You know, do you call it parliament? The country.
For the country, yes. One capital for the country, but every state has a
their
capital.
own capital.
Yeah, every state.
Capital city.
Yeah, capital city.
Oh.
So in New Jersey, it's Trenton.
Right. For us, we actually have 3 capital cities.
Okay.
And it's divided into the various things. The first one is in Pretoria, and this is the one most people know. Pretoria that's where the executive and administrative wing of government is. So that's where you'll find our parliament.
Okay.
Yeah, and at the house of the president, etc., etc.
Yeah,
just like
the White House. Yeah, that's one capital. Yeah,
right.
That's in the White House.
And then we have Cape Town. So our parliament sits in both cities, in both Pretoria and Cape Town. But Cape Town is mostly like where the main parliament is. Okay. So it's more legislative.
See, just like every state has government, the governor, the governor, and the mayor.
Right, and then we have a third one, which is called Bloemfontein, and this is for judicial.
Judicial.
Yeah, okay. So that's why we've got 3 men for judicial. So I guess the head of.
So we actually have more.
Probably.
Because we have 1 man.
But then remember, this for us, it's 3 for the whole country.
Yeah.
So you guys are divided into states.
The United States,
because that's one of the biggest differences in America as well, is that every state has its own rules and regulations.
Yes,
and
every state has a rule, and every city has rules and rules and regulations.
Even cities?
Yes, because you got the main capital, which is Washington D.C. That's where the president and the Senate and some of the Congress people stay. Mm-hmm. You got the capitals where for every state. That's where the governor at. Oh. That's where the governor at, and some more people that stay there. And then you got one for the city, for every city or every town. There's a city hall. You know, city hall. There's
we also have city halls where we have mayors.
Yeah, for the mayor. That's where the mayor is at, and the little assembly people, in the things like that.
Yeah, but I was talking in terms of country. You guys have one.
Yes,
we have
major.
3.
Yes, we have one major.
What about the languages?
Oh, we only got one official language.
And that is?
English.
Yeah, how boring. But I think Spanish is like an informal. It is informal.
Yes,
a language. It's not official.
It's not official.
But it's like the second language of America because they're teaching it in schools now.
Yes,
because the Latino community is getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
With us, we have 11 official languages. So you are allowed to speak all these languages wherever you are because they are official. But the main language, of course, is English. So that's the one that's used to communicate among everyone. So anybody who speaks all the other 10 languages is able to speak English, or some of it, But the main, the official languages are 11, including sign language. That is, sign language is part of the main languages. Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And so now the majority of the people in the U.S. is whites, and the minority is white and blacks.
I've always thought the opposite.
Yeah.
For real. I've always thought America has a lot of black people.
Nah.
And
we have a lot.
only when you guys started using like the minorities. I'm like, oh, I guess they are the minority.
Yeah, we the minority.
But
minority is anybody that's not white. Yeah, the minority is every other race.
And in South Africa, we are complete opposites.
Okay.
We are majority black,
yeah,
and minority white.
Right.
It's sad that during apartheid that the minority actually was the one who was heading the whole country.
The whole country.
They still have the upper hand, although they're not the head of government, because it's a black political party, but because they had control for so many years. They still the richest, the most resource,
the gold.
They still have
the diamonds,
the best of the best versus the black people who are the majority of the country, which is actually quite sad.
It is sad.
So now, while we talk about that with the racial classifications, how are yours classified? Because we have about 5 classifications of race.
Okay, we only have 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
White America, African American, and Latinos.
Let me ask you a question now.
Yes.
Why do they call you guys African American?
You know what? That's a good question. I know.
I think because your origin is Africa. But then you Americans now, why don't they just say Black American?
I agree. Like they just
like
say, why they call white
American?
American?
They don't even call them white American.
They just say American. Yeah.
That just blows my mind.
Yeah, I know. It is. Maybe, hopefully this will be a rude awakening and people like, you know what, gives some people to think about like.
It blows my mind.
If we born in America, why we just can't be American?
Right.
Yeah.
The whites are American.
Yeah.
The blacks are African.
And
sometimes these African Americans don't even know Africa. Like my husband, who's soon to know at least his roots. But I mean it's just mind blowing.
Yeah,
anyways.
When we should be just American.
Right.
I agree.
Why the discrimination?
I don't know.
Or at least call you guys Black Americans. They use that now, but it's more African American.
Yeah. It should be just American.
Right, should be just. Anyways, so with us, we had, like I said, we have 5. We have the whites, the European whites, who are the minority. And then we have the Indians, who are also minorities. So if you have Indian descent, you are regarded as Indian. And then we have coloreds. Now, with coloreds, it's different like how you guys use it. For you guys, coloreds is another slang word for black or non-white, right? For us, coloreds is actually a racial group in South Africa.
Okay.
Their origin is of mixed race, but some of them are not really mixed race. Some of them are they just grew up as coloreds and that's what they know. But there's actually a racial category called coloreds.
You know what? Racial classification, I have to put this to, is more than 3. Because we forgot about Native American.
Yes, Native Americans, those are the Red Indians, right?
Native Americans and Pacific Asia.
Yeah, but with us, this is like when you fill out a form, they ask you these questions as well as you guys?
Yes. So they have the different
racial
you could be African American, Latinos, and Native Americans, or Pacific Asian, or other.
And then we have blacks, which is the majority for us. But remember, when you take colored, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're black. You're not black. Coloreds like to stick to being colored, and they don't like to be classified as black. Because, in the past, most people looked down on black people. So coloreds were like a bit... So how it went before, it was in terms of hierarchy of being better, and I'm putting inverted commas, it was white, Indian, colored, and then black. So black was right at the bottom when they were the majority of the country. It was just a twisted thing.
It is.
And these coloreds also...
Not knowing that blacks is the most, so beautiful.
Yeah, right now I think they're more embracing it, because even some of the colored people still see themselves as black. Like Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is classified colored in South Africa because he's a child of mixed race. His father's white, his mother's black, so he's a colored. But, Trevor Noah does not recognize himself as a colored, he recognizes himself as black. So some people do that, but if you say he's colored, nobody would look strange on him because that's how we see him in South Africa as well. But in America, there's no colored. If you're not white, you are black. It's black or white. That's it.
Or Native American or.
Well, in terms of skin color as
Skin
well.
color,
Yeah.
Black and white.
Okay, so let's jump into the voting. You guys, how many parties do you have?
3 parties.
And they are?
Republican, Democrats, and Independent.
Who are these independents? Explain.
Independents is like the spring voters.
Spring rollers? What is that?
Swing voters.
Oh.
Basically, they never declare who they are. So you don't know if they Democrat or Republican.
So they decide whenever.
Exactly. They just so basically these states. That's why most.
But when you're voting, do you have like a Republican, a Democrat, and independent candidates?
Yes, you do.
Aren't you voting between the 2 candidates, Democrats and Republicans? No.
Mostly, they only had Democratic Republicans voting, but they do have independents. So independent can be in that ballot.
But they don't usually win because they don't have much.
Exactly, much pull.
Power.
So like with the independent, normally it's like normally the swing states had the majority of the independents. And so that's where they will win. But majority of the states is either Democratic or Republican. So that's why normally either 2 parties because they the majority of the voter party.
Okay, are you ready for our political parties?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We have 600
What?
and 21 registered political parties in South Africa in 2021. Okay. Probably in 2022 there might be more, but right now in 2021 we have 621. But we just had a municipal election late last year, 2021. Out of the 621 that were registered, only 325
That's still a lot.
I know. participated in the ballot. So you can imagine how long our ballot paper is. 325.
And it's by paper, not machines?
By paper. Yeah, so we still put the cross and put it in the...
That's a lot. Whoa.
Yeah. And you're looking at a long list of 325
Yeah,
candidates.
that's a lot. So basically, you got to know if you want to be on top of the ballot.
I don't know how they do it, but...
That's
just have to look for your party, I guess, in the face, because they put the face of the person and then the flag of the political party and the name.
Okay.
I guess just to make it easy.
Make it easy.
What about the flags? I mean, you've got your beautiful flag behind you. I've got my beautiful flag behind me.
Red, white,
How many
blue.
colors? Red, white, and blue. And that's why on July the 4th, it's all about red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
They are obsessed with red, white, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we're such a patriotic country. Simple. And it's a good thing.
I guess, yes.
So we have 6 colors, okay? As you can see, our beautiful flag behind me. Our colors are green, yellow, which can also be gold, so it's up depending, it can classify as gold or yellow.
Okay.
We've got white, we've got red, we've got blue, and then we've got black.
Black.
Yeah. So 6 colors, right?
Okay.
So in terms of poverty, do you know what has caused poverty and crime in America?
Yeah, mostly it's due to crime and substance abuse.
Due to drugs, you mean?
Drugs, yeah.
And substance abuse.
And substance abuse.
Yeah. And how is the poverty line in America?
The poverty
line. Are there poor places, in other words?
Yes.
Like really poor places.
Yes. California has
homelessness.
A
lot of homelessness.
But
California is also very...
And it's only in LA. LA has, the city of LA, they have a lot of homelessness. The city of LA.
So does homelessness equate to poverty?
Yes.
In America?
Yes. Homelessness, anybody that's below the 1%, anybody that's under the 1% is considered poverty.
What is the 1%?
Make it over 100,000. Yeah.
I'm
It's like
lost.
in middle class and poverty, you know, because especially if you under 40,000 or 50, if you're under 50,000, then yeah, you shredding water. You're on a poverty line.
Because if you miss one pay,
that's it. You screwed. You
one paycheck.
One paycheck.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So if you over 50,000, you might be able to get away with it a little bit more. But if you under 50,000.
But I would say, I mean, from a person who's looking from the outside in, the poverty line is not as bad in America.
No, it's not as bad.
Compared to South Africa, where it is quite high. You know, the poverty and the crime rates. I would never ever leave my bag, my handbag, my pocketbook on my cart, my shopping trolley, and look away and go get something. Within a twinkle of an eye, it will be gone. Like how I'm comfortable to do it here. I'd never ever not lock my door or roll up my window, even at a traffic light, because within a twinkle of an eye, you can be hijacked. So the crime rate is pretty high, and this is also because of what we mentioned before, of how there's just such a huge difference between the minorities and the majorities.
Yeah.
How apartheid played a role in just making people so poor.
So poor.
You know, and just giving them minimal pay or
we're not that bad.
Pay below the line. And you know, we didn't get the best jobs and we didn't get the best education as Black people. Only now that things are getting better within, you know, as we've found democracy. And that's like 20-something years ago. And it takes time to cover that huge gap that the white people had over. So mainly it's due to the segregation that happened during apartheid. Because even now, if you visit South Africa, you'll find a huge area of poverty. You'll see a huge difference where the blacks are living in. You know, the hood. There's so much hood, and poverty line is really high. And also, and because of that, there's also high unemployment rates. And if people are unemployed, they will steal.
Yes.
You know, people are unemployed, things are going to happen that are not meant to happen because people are trying to survive.
Yes.
Right. So, done with the sad part. And lastly, I had to include this one. Yes. This is like a very big difference.
Big difference.
Which I had to embrace because I'm coming from a country where we're driving on the right side.
Right side.
The right side means the correct side, like the official side to drive your car.
Who said that?
Why would they say the right side if it wasn't the right side?
No, who said that? Well, then you had to drive on the left side.
The wrong side.
No, we drive on the right side.
Yeah, on the right side. We drive on the right side.
No, we drive on the right side.
No, you drive on the left side.
We drive on the left side, but it's the right. It's the correct way.
You're confusing yourself, baby.
We are unique.
So we're gonna stop it right there with this unique guy.
We are unique.
Hope you enjoyed that.
Yes,
the differences. I mean, we're learning as well as we go along.
Yes. There's a lot of things that I'm learning that I didn't know. So
about his country.
Yeah. And about South Africa.
Yeah. So we're preparing him so that when he comes to South Africa, he knows what's what. So thank you so much for tuning in on the Sunday Funday. We really hope you enjoyed it. And please don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
And follow us as well on the various platforms, which is
Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
And please write a review and give us a 5-star rating.
Yes, why not? Hey.
Yes.
And listen, remember, doesn't cost you to subscribe, not a penny.
Yes.
Please.
And hit the notification bell.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell. It will mean a lot to us and the channel.
Yes.
We love you.
And how can they follow you though?
Oh, you'll find me at LadyCaesar1 on Instagram, and you will find us on Chilling with the Chaplins on all platforms.
And you will find me at Get Inspired by LJ on YouTube as well as on Instagram.
Yes.
Get Inspired by LJ.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a splendid rest of the year.
Thank you.
We love you.
Take care. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.